Hey guys, I'm back. I hope that your first writing activity went really well, and I'm back to do another one with y'all really quick. So I have come up with another activity that I love to do with my family a lot, especially over this Christmas break when I've been home. I've been doing it a lot with them, and I don't know about your family, but my family, we love to play board games. And so the other activity that I'm going to write about is playing board games. And we actually, the specific one I'm going to write about is one we played the other night. I want to know if any of y'all have played it before. But remember how last time I had this drawing board? I'm going to do the same thing. And right here, I'm going to write what my activity was. And then I'm going to draw pictures. And then I'm going to write about how it made me feel. And then we're going to use our transition words and our adjectives. And we're going to write a little story about our activities. So, I'm going to write about playing board games with my family. Right now, I'll just write playing board games. There you go, playing board games, okay? So my first thing that my family and I did is we had to choose a game we wanted to play. And the other night, we chose to play, all right, drumroll, tell me if y'all have ever played the game Sorry. Has anyone ever played Sorry? I love Sorry. It's really fun, and I hadn't played it in a long time. So my family, let's draw a picture of us picking the game Sorry. We had a lot of fun games to choose from. But the other night we chose Sorry because we used to play it a lot when I was a kid, and we haven't played it in a long time. So I'll draw my family. This is us thinking of what game we should get. Can y'all see my first picture? So that's my family members picking a game we wanted to play. And then we read the rules to Sorry. So at first we picked our game and got out all of our materials, and then we had to read the rule book to make sure we knew how to play because we hadn't played in a long time. So there's us reading the rules. Well, really, it's just the rules right there. And then we got to play the game. So that was our final step. Let's just draw the board and maybe some of the board pieces. It kind of has these circles. It was a really fun game. You try and get your pieces back home, but you can move forward or move back, and it was really tricky, and I had a really fun time playing with my family. So I'm gonna play, or here's some of my family members sitting down playing. There you go. I'll draw a girl because I'm a girl, put hair on it. All right, there you go. So there's us playing the game, and we had a great time. So the last question we want to write about is, how did this make you feel? So how did your activity you did with your family make you feel? Mine made me feel really happy. I think everyone in my family was happy that we got to sit down all together and have a good time. So I wrote that, how did this activity make you feel? Happy. All right, so now I'm gonna write my story, okay? I'm really excited to write it. So what do we always start with? Our transition words, right? If you write lots of fiction books, you'll see where they're telling a story, they'll start with once upon a time, and that makes it like a really cool story. But since we're talking about something we did, we're gonna write first, or to start, or at the beginning. So I'm gonna write first. First, and I'm gonna underline it just because I want y'all to see how important that transition word is. First. So what did my family do first? First, we picked out a game we wanted to play. First, we picked out what game we wanted to play. Okay, so I'm gonna write, because if I just tell somebody that they think that's all we did, and they don't know what game we picked out, right? So I gotta write about what game we picked out. I'm gonna say we chose to play Sorry. And then I gotta tell how we got it out of the closet, how we got it ready. So I'll say, We got the game out of the closet. We got the game out of the closet. Remember, details are important, right? So that's why I'm putting in these extra sentences. And laid out the game materials, right? There weren't too many materials in this game, which was good. Too many pieces. There you go. So there's my first part where I described my first picture. Isn't it cool that we can describe this picture with all these words? There's a famous quote, I don't know if y'all have ever heard it, and it's called, "A picture's worth 1,000 words." I could put even more words just describing that little picture that only took me a few seconds to draw. How cool is that? Okay, but anyway, so first, transition word, we picked out what game we wanted to play. We chose to play Sorry. We got the game out of the closet and laid out the game materials. I read that backwards. That was hard, but we did it. Okay, so now we need a new transition word because we got to move on to our next picture, right? Anytime we're moving from picture to picture, we're going to use a transition word so our story flows, right? So then, that's the transition word I think I'm going to use. Then, but you could say next or after that. I'm going to say then we read the rules, right? That was what I drew about. We read the rules. But instead of just saying we read the rules, why did we read the rules? So we read the rules to remember how to play, right? Sorry, I blanked out there for a second. To remember how to play. Great. Okay, so then once we read the rules, what was my final picture? We're going to transition again. I'll show you that sentence and then, so see, transition word. Then we read the rules to remember how to play. Lastly, we need our transition word, so you could say after that or next. And also, one thing, you can always have more than 3. I'm keeping it simple with 3, but what if I wanted to say, you know, first we picked out our game, then we read the rules, then we chose what color everyone was. I can make that a picture. Then we played. I could draw another one that says who won or how the game went, you know. Details like that are awesome to write about. Right now, I'm just keeping it simple, but feel free to write all you want because the more details, the better your story is going to be. So then we read the rules to remember how to play. I'm going to say finally because this is the last thing that I talk about. So I'm going to say finally. It's another good transition word. You could say in the end or lastly. Finally, we began to play our game. So that was the last thing that I drew about. But remember, we also want to throw in there our emotions and tell people how we felt and how the game or how our activity made us feel. If we enjoyed it, would we do it again? That kind of thing. So just like a ending kind of statement to make things flow into the end of the story and finish it off really well. So I'm going to say that we had so much fun playing because we did. So I'm going to say we had so much fun playing the game together. And then how did this make me feel? Really happy, right? That was what I said. And it made my whole family feel happy. So I'm going to put that. I'm going to say this activity, because that was the activity I chose to write about. This activity made my family so happy. I'm going to say this is going to be my final sentence, but I'm going to say we would love to do this again because we would. We had so much fun playing this game this time that I know we would love to play lots of games together in the future. So I'm going to write that so that my reader knows that it's something I enjoyed so much that I want to do it again, right? So I'm going to say we would love to do it again. And you know what's cool? We can try more games. We can try card games, or maybe keep playing Sorry, learn new rules, whatever it may be. Okay, so my story's finished. Look at that, guys. Real easy, real simple. So we took these 3 pictures and we turned it into a story, right? So I'm gonna read it really quick. First, we picked out what game we wanted to play. We chose to play Sorry. We got the game out of the closet and laid out the game materials. Then, transition word, we read the rules to remember how to play. Finally, we began to play our game. We had so much fun playing the game together. We had so much fun playing the game together. This activity made my family so happy. We would love to do it again. So do y'all see how that story, we described what we did, we took the steps of our activity, or I took the steps of our activity and described them in words, and it flows nicely because we go from one picture, we say first we did this, then we did this, and finally we did this, right? So using those transition words is really helpful in making the story flow. I am sad I didn't get to use as many adjectives. I guess I didn't have many things to describe because Sorry is a game that a lot of people know about, but I could have thrown in more adjectives, and I wish I did. I wish I said, oh, the game was really hard, or I picked out the yellow piece to be my moving piece, or the rules, there were so many rules. There were lots of cards to lay out. I could have done that and added more to my story to make it even bigger and better, and I hope y'all do that. I can't wait to hear your stories when we get back. I'm excited to see y'all on Zoom again, or Google Meet, and it was so good seeing you the other day, so thank you guys for watching, and I can't wait to hear your stories. Bye!